The first thing you need before you start knitting is knitting needles and yarn. A good size knitting needles for beginners is 9s or 10s. They aren't too overly gigantor and they aren't extremely tiny, though if you feel like it's a bit too small for your fingers, you might want to go for more like a 15 size and pretty much match the thickness of the knitting needles and the yarn. This is Red Heart yarn. It is a very good brand. Nothing too special, but it's durable. When you're about to knit, you can either start from the middle or unravel it like that. Right now, this one has a gigantic knot in it, and I don't want to unravel that right now, so I'm just going to work from the outside. Next thing you need to do is tie a slip knot. To tie a slip knot, you need to have a loop, wrap that over top, make another small loop, bring it in, and pull. That's your slip knot. And you're going to need to leave a bit of tail. It's the end here, so that you can do the specific kind of casting on that I am about to show you. So first what you do is you put your loop on the needle. Right now we're not going to worry about this other needle here. It's just going to flop around. So now that you have it on the needle, you take the two ends and hold them like this, making a little triangle. Then like this. Then you go under, through, and pull. Don't go too tight on your needle. If you go too tight, it is going to be extremely difficult for you to knit with it. But don't go too loose, of course, because yeah, that would not be fun either. Do it again. You go under, kind of pull that one in, and pull. Under, pull. Under, grab, pull. Under, grab, pull. Under, grab, pull. And so forth. Alright, now I have 12 stitches here. Now I'm going to teach you the knit stitch. There are two main stitches in knitting, the knit stitch and the purl stitch. I am going to show you the knit stitch first. Now, it is important that you don't use the end that doesn't go to the roll when knitting, because that will not get you anywhere. So first, you put the strand behind, so it should be back here. Go from the bottom to where it's sticking out on top. Go over and around, and then you pull it through. From the bottom, you come out the top, over, and pull through. From the bottom, over the top, pull through. From the bottom, over the top, pull through. Bottom, over the top, pull through, and so forth. Alright, now I have completed an entire row. Now you have to turn that around to where the empty needle is being held by your right hand. So now I'm teaching you the purl stitch. You go from the top to the bottom in the front this time, not the back. Over and pull up. Through the top, down through to the bottom, and pull up. Through the bottom, pull through. Through the bottom, pull through. And again, and again, and so forth. Something you might notice when you are knitting, one stitch might be extremely loose while the other ones are much tighter. What you can do to get that stitch to where it is not so loose is you pull the one right next to it, not too tight, not too loose, and you pull the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And keep going until you've reached the end. It makes all your stitches nice and even if you don't pull too tight or too loose in any of the areas. It takes a lot of practice. Don't have to get it right the first time. And then at the end you can just pull that. And now all the stitches are pretty even. Though it's still a little bit loose, I didn't do that correctly. I can't even do it right. Okay, now we turn again, and we do the knit row again. We're alternating rows. We do one knit row and one purl row. Well, first I'm going to show you this result. I did a couple more rows. Kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it's fine. So what you do to cast off is the knitting term for this. This is a purl row. You do 2 stitches, only 2 stitches, and then you take the back one and bring it over the top of the next one. You do another stitch, bring it over top, and pull that one through. You have to be very careful not to pull very tight on these, because if you do it too tight, it'll look a little wonky. You do the next one. I should have chosen a lighter kind of yarn for this. And keep going until the end. Alright, I have gone until there is 1 stitch left. So now that there is 1 stitch, you go over top, pull that one over to make a new loop, then just kind of pull that one tight. Then you grab some scissors and clip the thread, which doesn't want to be clipped. Why is it not clipping? How dare it? There, it worked. Haha, victory. So now you can take it off the needle and pull this through. Now you might want to leave a longer tail than that. You might not. That's the result. of a few rows. 6 actually. 6 rows of alternating between knit and purl. The end. Also, thank you for watching that very obviously amateur video. Never done a video before. Bye-bye.